Hey, welcome to Leafy Life. I'm Susie. I love to be surrounded by green things, and this is my space to talk about the ups and downs of sharing my home with houseplants.
In this house, I am tending to leafy life, reaching green and bending toward the light. Leafy life, this is my leafy life.
I'm really excited today because I have a delivery. This never happens. I have never ordered a box of plants before. The only thing I've ever ordered plant-wise on the internet as a delivery is it was one plant once during lockdown. I felt like I needed a bigger plant. This was early on in my plant collecting days, and I'd never had a big plant before, and it was that one there, the Ficus benjamina. So this is a real treat. In fact, it's an early birthday present. Now this is not like hugely frivolous. I haven't spent hundreds of pounds or anything. I haven't ordered anything rare. I spent £31 in total, and I think I got 5 plants. They are little baby young plants. So I thought I'd just show you as I open the box and discover what they're like. Yeah, Harriet's Plants is a business based in Cornwall. Harriet is an amazing individual, and she is peat free in all her growing. She's pretty much plastic free. Well, sorry, she doesn't use new plastic. She recycles pots, and she's pesticide free. She's a really just amazing person who really cares about the environment, and she's about to have a baby, so she's going on maternity leave, and she put a discount code up on an email the other day for 25% off her site. So I felt like that was a good time to just see what she had, and I chose some plants that I've never had before, so I'm really excited to meet them. Okay, let's get into this box. I know there's a peperomia in here, which is very exciting. I haven't had a new peperomia in a while. So, how about any of you? Do you guys order off the internet? Do you know of any good businesses that you would recommend to order? Ooh. Oh, there's a little booklet. Peat-free people, Harriet's Plants, all about her business there. You can have a little read if you want to pause it for a moment. Anyway, so I can send you to her website to have a look. Uh-oh, there's loads of packing peanuts. Oh, I had a big mishap with those once. I didn't realise that they dissolved in water, and my son and I started playing with them, and then they turned into a horrible toxic fuzzy pulp, which was interesting to deal with. Anyway, okay, it's raining packing peanuts here, but these look like they're really well packaged. I'll just show you inside the box. So there they are. Let's just see if I can pull anything out yet. Oh, I think I saw some green. Oh, I saw something really cool. I think it might be the Ripsalis. I've never had a Ripsalis before. You ready to come out? I don't think I can get that one out first, actually. Let's see. What's this one? Oh, they're really well packaged in lovely string and paper. And lots of packing peanuts. Oh, lovely. Oh, this is a delicate little being. Okay, I think I should find, there's probably a packing slip at the bottom, but I'm just going to find the email on my laptop so that I can tell you what everything's called as and when I bring it out. I'm back. Okay, I have my list of plants. So let's get into this little beauty. I can see some very sweet, delicate leaves in there. And looking back at the list of plants I ordered, it seems to be the Peperomia verticulata, also known as a red log plant. I did not know about this type of peperomia before. I've never seen one out and about. I've never heard anyone talk about it. There are a lot of peperomia in the world, and I've only ever owned a handful of them really. I've got one over here, rotundifolia. Can you see that? Yeah, there we go. In a cute mug. This is quite a relatively recent purchase, and it's been growing here for a couple of months. It's not in a very bright spot. It's happy, it's healthy, but it's just not growing very, very fast or with very big leaves. I do love this packaging. There's nothing quite like a bit of brown paper and string, is there? It's lovely to not be too plasticky. Oh, it's beautiful. It has the loveliest pink stems, and it's actually pink under the leaves as well. I'll give you a better view in a minute. I will keep these bits of paper because they're not damp or anything. They're just great. A little bit of tissue paper there, very soft tissue paper. These are really well packaged, so I can totally recommend the delivery system of Harriet's plants. Oh, it's utterly gorgeous. Oh, it's so sweet, little baby plant. Okay, can you see that okay? It's got these lovely oval leaves with a little groove down the middle. They're quite fleshy, quite thick. And can you see the underside? Wow, it's so beautiful. So pinky red, like a sort of raspberry red. So there's a few stems in there, and I can see some new growth, like some bits rooting down in the corners too. Oh, and there's one peeping up from right down in the edge there. Can you see that? Sweet little pot. I just love it when you get these pots, because when they grow out of them and you're left with the pots afterwards, they're so handy, aren't they? Because I don't really buy pots. I've never bought plastic pots, so I'm always just sort of at the mercy of whatever I've bought plant wise and is then left over when it grows out of it. Oh, these are so gorgeous. The little leaves at the bottom are so plump. They're like a sort of like a hemisphere. It's probably hard to show you, but I'll try and put some little photos of close-ups. It's like a little flat top and then a bulbous underneath. So pretty. Oh, I'm trying to think where I'm going to put everything. Well, I know where I'm putting everything. I have a shelf downstairs in my workroom that I have cleared especially for these. We'll see how many of them fit on there and whether I need to put them anywhere else as well. Okay, next. Can I get the Ripsalis yet? No, I have to wait. I've wanted some sort of Ripsalis for a really long time, and it's just been on a wish list for a while. I don't know why I haven't prioritised it. I guess there's just a lot of plants that I would like to own at some point. Okay, I don't really want to snip this string if I don't have to. There we go. This is very useful brown string. Sorry, I'm doing it all down off camera. There we go. I'll probably try and speed up some of this unpacking. You don't really need to watch me. Oh my gosh, it's the sensitive plant. Let's just check. It's called Mimosa pudica, sensitive plant. Have you heard of this? Have you got one, anybody? This is a teeny little one. Oh, what delicate little leaves. Look at those. Can you see that? So pretty. So this plant is sensitive to touch. I'm not going to trigger it because it's not very healthy for it to actually be touched by fingers, but if something like a breeze or an insect goes past it, it kind of like closes up, not like a carnivorous plant. I'm going to have to find out more about why it does that. Wow, what a sweet little baby. Oh, look at that. Isn't that just so sweet? It's such a dear little baby plant. I really hope I can look after this. It's very, very dainty, very dainty, and looks a little fragile. I can see that it's growing beautifully. It's got little new leaves poking up through. It's just exquisite. Honestly, it's just beautiful. I wish I could give you a really good close-up. I'll have to try and post a photo of it right here at some point. But yeah, it's kind of a little bit feathery. Each individual bit of the leaf is quite oval, and it's just vibrating. It's so dainty. Yeah, it's utterly gorgeous. Oh, I think I see a Christmas cactus. This is very exciting. I have never had one of my own before. So when I was growing up, I remember we didn't have a lot of houseplants, but Mum had a couple around the house. I think we had spider plants, I can remember them, and we had Christmas cactus, and I think we probably had the odd peace lily. Anyway, my mum one year for Christmas she took cuttings from her Christmas cactus and potted them up nicely for people with a little ribbon on to make them Christmassy, and gave them away as Christmas presents. And I don't know how old I was. I was not a tiny child or a teenager, so somewhere in the middle. And I just really remember her doing that, just the feeling of home and Mum having got on with this and sort of been productive and just made something a little bit personal and sent these Christmas cacti out into the wild to her friends. Yeah, and so when I saw, I'd sort of had in my mind for a while that I'd quite like to have a Christmas cactus, and I'm not like a huge cactus fan, but I like the more luscious ones. I'm not really into spiky things hugely. Anyway, I saw this on Harriet's list and thought, oh, now's the chance. With a discount code and everything, now's the chance to buy a little Christmas cactus. So I'm hoping that this will eventually be nicely traily and dangle somewhere. These really are well packaged. They're I'm making a mess now with all the soil as I'm pulling these bits off, but yeah, they're really well packaged to just really cushion everything, just keep things in place. There we go, one little Christmas cactus. Have any of you had a Christmas cactus before, and how have they grown for you, and do you have any tips for anyone and for me? That's really lovely. Okay, so we've unboxed 3. I think there are 2 more. Okay. Oh, can you see a little pinky bit there? What is that? This is a kind of, this is going to be a lovely trailing plant. Ooh, bit of gravel raining down here. Isn't that lovely? So this is a Aescananthus japhrolepsis. Aescananthus japhrolepsis, is that right? Yeah, it's beautiful. Ooh. Sorry, just trying to get used to giving you guys a good view. That's gorgeous, and it's really lovely pale green. I love pale green and bright green best. That's so lovely. I love this type of leaf shape as well. I love a good old plain leaf shape. I know people get very excited about different shapes, and I do too, but I just think there's something very restful about a really lovely elongated sort of just simple traditional leaf shape, just how children would draw a leaf. Yeah, I just find it very restful to okay, I just leant on the bed next to this Christmas cacti, and I just got it tipped over my wrist. Lots of soil. Very cooling. Sorry, I'll sort you out in a moment. It's okay, it's just a bit out the top. Anyway, yes. So I will read you a bit about this one, where it's from. So one of the nice things about Harriet's plants, there are many, is that when you get the sort of order confirmation, or this is the order shipping email, it has the order listed, it has the products listed in the email with a photo and the name and a link to each item, so you can click back to it anytime. You don't have to go back into the website and do a search, which is really nice for people like me that forget names or forget just facts, details, about lighting conditions that are needed and that sort of thing. So it's from Malaysia and Indonesia. Plant care level easy. The perfect trailing plant. It may be small now, but won't be for long. In summer, it's known to put on a pinkish red flower display. Bright indirect light. Allow the plant to dry out slightly between watering, but never allow to get bone dry. That's fine. I have a few plants like that where I just know, do not ever let them dry out or you'll be very sorry and you probably lose the plant. What's an example of that? Just probably my asparagus sprengeri or sprengii fern. Don't want to let that dry out. and also my peperonia happy bean. That one, yeah, I water that one quite regularly, but I know that it doesn't want to stay wet for long. So yeah, those are the kind of plants you just kind of got to keep an eye on, but it's all part of the fun, isn't it? So yeah, this is one I will need to just be aware of. So with those kinds of plants, I try to make sure I don't have them in a spot way up high or like in a corner, because that's when I'll forget to water them, and then I'll be very sad and disappointed with myself. So yeah, there we go. Next one. Ooh, this is the banana plant. I've never had any type of banana plant before. I would love one of those big banana plants, you know, sort of standing plants. Sorry, I'm just struggling with knots here. Oh, there is, I shouldn't be struggling with knots if I actually paid attention, because they are tied in a helpful way with one loop to pull on. So that's very thoughtful. There we go. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. That is such a big little sweet plant. What a lovely colour. It's like a really pastel-y green. That's just gorgeous. So there we have it. It's so beautiful. So this is a sweet banana. Its proper name is Musa balbisiana. It's from northern India and South China. A wild banana. It's one of the ancestors of the modern cultivated bananas. The inflorescence are deep purple maroon in colour, and it's a lovely large variety of banana. You wouldn't know it right now. It's very dainty and demure. It needs to be kept moist in the growing months, and in the colder months it prefers to be watered with tepid water. So that's something to remember, not just like cold water from the tap. And it will thrive in more humid conditions, but it's not completely necessary, so that's good. I currently don't have a way to add humidity to any plants, but I'm looking into getting a humidifier, some sort of little cute thing, to keep them extra happy. But yeah, there we go. Isn't that sweet? Looks like a little corn plant or something, doesn't it? Okay, there's one left to unbox, and then we can go and find them some pots. Now, normally, so when I first started buying houseplants, I used to, that's a bit soggy. I used to just get the houseplants home in such a fit of excitement and then just put them wherever I wanted. Didn't really know much about individual, you know, lighting conditions and things like that. And I certainly never quarantined plants, but I've recently had to get through a whole load of pests, thrips, fungus gnats, scale, and what else? What am I missing? Oh, I did have spider mites, but it was very minor. It was literally a few on one leaf on one plant, and that was very easily eradicated. I'm so glad I just happened to catch it really early. So my first run-in with spider mites has been pretty painless, thankfully. But yeah, I'm a bit better set up for dealing with pests now, but that's a whole other video. Why was I telling you that? Oh yeah, so I never used to quarantine plants, but lately, now that I've started sort of accumulating more plants again, I have realised the error of my ways, and I've set up a quarantine area. And so I've been very diligently putting plants there for a good many weeks and keeping a really good eye on them, just watching for anything, treating them, washing them, and all that good stuff. And yeah, that's been a very good, diligent, responsible thing to do. But with these plants, having all come from Harriet's plants, and all being quite small, and they're all heading to the same shelf, they're not sort of going dotted around the house, sitting with other plants. They're just going to be on their own on a particular shelf. I think that's kind of like a, you know, quarantine area of its own, really. So I will be putting them straight in situ, finding some pots for them. Hopefully we'll see what I've got in stock. Lately I've been buying a lot of pots from the tip. Oh, this is lovely, look at that. Wow, it's a good sized plant actually. Oh, it's so cool. It's very very cylindrical, and amazing. I was going to say tube-like, but it's not actually tubey. Look at that little bit of new growth there. Just hold it. There we go. Oh, it's so cool. I've wanted something like this for a long time. This is going to be really fun. This will eventually be somewhere hung up in my workroom. But for now, it'll just be sitting on the edge. Hello. I didn't notice that there. It'll be sitting on the edge of the shelf for now. I'm beginning to dangle over a little bit. If I can get this tissue paper off it. So that is all of the plants from Harriet's plants, and it's just been something I've been really looking forward to. I ordered it a few days ago and just been waiting to see when they would come, and I then got busy with other things, and it totally surprised me when it arrived today. I was very excited, and I thought, okay, that's what we're up to today, is meeting these new plants. They're all really good and damp actually. This one's quite soggy with the tissue, so it's just coming off in lots of little pieces. So I'll just talk to you while I'm picking this off. Yeah, it's really lovely to go onto the internet and browse a beautiful planty website and await their arrival and then meet them. It's a really fun thing to do. It feels like quite a luxury to me because I've not done it before, and I don't have a big planty budget, so it's not something that I can do all the time. But yeah, it's a lovely treat. So thanks, Mum and Dad, for these lovely plants from Harriet, and thank you, Harriet, for growing them in the first place and sending them so beautifully. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? So it's got a few stems there. There's another nice long bit. So there's two big stems and then like some more bits coming up from underneath as well. So that's really nice. It's really branching out a lot, and it just keeps branching. I'll sort these out a bit and tidy them a little bit. There we go. Yeah, isn't that just lovely? So now that I've met all these little delights, we're gonna go get some pots and take these downstairs to my workroom and set them up in their new home. It's a really bright spot. It gets some direct sun, but not too much, just a bit later afternoon. But it gets good, pretty bright indirect light all day long. So I hope they'll be really happy there. All of these plants are a really lovely pale green actually. I'm not really into dark foliage. I know the Benjamina is quite dark. It probably looks darker on camera than it is, but yeah, I tend to prefer really bright green plants where possible. Oh, actually, the Ficus alii there, it's quite dark as well. But I guess yeah, not all plants in the world are going to be bright green, and it's nice to have some variety as well. And I just love the shape of those two plants as well. I do really love Ficus. I know they have a bit of a bad name for being temperamental, and I have had a lot of drama from them. They really don't like being moved, and I have had to move them at various times, and they have dropped half their leaves. And been in major sulks, but I think I've just got used to their highly strung personalities. I think I'm similar, and members of my family are similar too, and I think you just kind of acclimatise to them being a bit of a fusspot and having big reactions, and being prepared for it really. So I am completely resigned to the fact that that's just what they're like, and I think they're totally worth it. They're beautiful. I think Ficus are, I'm not really into like the rubber plant, the elastica, but I really love the more sort of dainty leaved style of Ficus, and I just think they're beautiful shapes. And anyway, I'm waffling about Ficus now. What I was trying to say was that a lot of these plants I've received today are a really beautiful limey green, which is just very pleasing to my eyes. So yeah, so as I'll recap, but I'll do that once we've got them into their pots. But yeah, there's the little peperomia and the sensitive plant and the Christmas cactus. So yeah, pretty much all of them are a really lovely lime green, except for the peperomia, which is more like a kind of dusky greyish green, and then obviously the pink, which is pretty fantastic. Do love a bit of pink on a plant. Okay, so yeah, see you downstairs. So I have this shelf in my workroom, and it was very cluttered with ornaments and mementos, but I have cleared it out to make space for the new plants. So let's put them in their pots. Okay, here we are with the new little baby plants in my workroom and a selection of pots that I have gathered. Some of these are from the tip. I've been able to collect some really cheap plots pots from the tip lately. They work out such good value, under £1 per pot for ceramic pots. I usually grab about 7 or 8 for a fiver, of sort of medium-ish pots. And yeah, it's so much better value than from a charity shop. They tend to be about £2 or £3 for something like this from a charity shop. But yeah, just pop up there every now and then and grab a few if I need them. So as to each individual pot, I've got an idea of what I want to put in each one now, and I'll just get on with putting them in their new homes, and I'll talk you through the pots as we go. So the most traily plant so far, the most growth, is this Ripsalis, and I don't have somewhere for it to hang from currently. I would like to make some hangers at some point, but I do have a really tall pot. This was at the tip yesterday. Ding. Yeah, it's quite unusual in that it's very tall, cylindrical, narrow. So I want the plant to trail down the side of it. I have a pot that's just the right height. The friend kindly gave me. It's not in use at the moment. That's going to go down inside and form a platform. And then this can go in here. Just want to make sure I tuck this outside. Don't get trapped in there and get squashed. I think it's just the right height. There we go. Is that going to sit level? Pretty much. That will do me. There we go. I think that's pretty lovely. So that's going to go up onto the shelf. What's next? The next most traily one. I think I'm going to pop this one in here. It's a square pot in a round hole, but that's okay. It does fit in there, and it's got a bit of height to trail down off the side until it gets a bit longer. So yeah, until it's way more traily, I will keep it in here, and I don't think I need a hanger just yet. So that one's sorted. Okay, this one, I think this came from the tip as well on the last trip, and I've just swapped it with something else because this seemed like the right depth for this pot. Everything else that I had was a bit too big, so I think that's quite lovely. Little banana plant. And then, oh, I think I have a few options here. What was I going to do? I think that the sensitive plant, being so tiny, really needs to not be overpowered by its pot, so it's just going to pop in there for now. I could do with a little bolster, so I will just go and get something, and I'll show you what I do when I need pots to be further up in the pots. Okay, I'm just back from raiding the recycling as my supplies were getting a bit low. I keep a load of plastic around for when I have a discrepancy in heights between the inner pot and outer pot, and I prefer things not to sit too deep down. So this can just come out a second, just carefully, while we just check the height of what we need. Usually milk bottle lids are perfect, one or two of those. I'm gonna start with, oops, it just flipped over. Yeah, just gonna start with one of those, and let's see if that's the right height yet. That's pretty good. It's actually slightly over, but I think I prefer that than it being too deep inside, especially as it's such a tiny little plant. It's not really got much height to it yet. And let's see if I can just focus on it and give you a better view. There we go. Oh, you see, it's not very high out of the pot yet, and don't really want to lose any of that height down inside it. So there we go. These are really sweet little pots. I think these ones I tend to get from Homebase. I don't know if they still sell them, but a couple of years ago they always had these in stock. They were like a couple of pounds-ish, I think, each. I might be wrong, they might have been slightly more. But I've got a few of these. Some of them have the horizontal ribbing, some of them have vertical ribbing, some of them are plain. Yeah, they're just perfect for when you've got tiny little baby plants. So that's that one done. We have a lot of sprinkles in our house, so I'm always cutting down the little plastic pots to use yeah, for this purpose as well. Right, what do we have left? We have the Christmas cactus. I forgot to bring over the peperomia. Right, here's the peperomia as well. I do love that. So yeah, that one needs a little booster. I want to put it in this pot. I bought this pot this week actually with another plant in it, and it was actually planted in it without an inner pot, and there's no drainage. So I took it out of there and I've put it somewhere else actually. But it's a rare, one of the rare occasions where I bought it more for the pot than the plant. I just really like this pot. I like the little legs. I love the pattern and the glaze and the colour. I do love really pale white, cream, or very just plain pots. But I do like a little bit of texture and pattern occasionally. So let's see. It's quite deep and quite a stout little pot for the peperomia. So I think we might need more than a milk bottle top. I do have a couple of nozzles. Sorry if I'm a bit muffled down here, just rattling away in here. I've got a couple of plastic nozzles from some drinks the kids had out and about the other day. I don't normally buy drinks like that, but it was sort of a summer holiday treat. So yeah, it's actually quite a deep recess in there. So I'm just putting a couple of those, seeing how they go. I'm just trying to get them a bit more level. We'll see. Let's see if it manages on there. That's actually a bit high, so I think I might have to revert back to either one or maybe milk bottle lids. Oh, that's perfect. So that's just one little nozzle. It's not perfectly level, but it's not far off at all. That's lovely. So there we go. I do like that combination because the leaf shape. I'll just try and focus. Yeah, the leaf shape echoes the plant pot pattern. Sorry, I'm struggling for words there. There we go. So this is on its way to being traily, and having a little bit of elevation with the feet is going to help it not to dangle on the shelf too early. So there we go. And then I feel like I've lost a plant. No, that's fine. I'm just miscounting. So now onto the Christmas cactus, and I think we're just going to go with this little pot. This is this little cup rather. This is a little Denbigh cup that we've had for a while. I just love the shape of it, love the colour, and I have used this for so many plants over the years. We don't really drink from this size of mug. I totally bought it because I thought it was cute, and yeah, it's not big enough for a good cup of tea. I don't drink coffee. If my husband drinks coffee, he tends to have a big mug of coffee. And yeah, the kids can use this for a cute little hot chocolate or a little cup of tea, but they've got so many cute cups of their own with various sweet things on, like Minions and Charlie and Lola and Christmas mugs, that they tend to favour those. And yeah, I just love the plainness of this one, and it's usually got a plant in it or it's waiting for a plant, so it's currently available, and I think it will be nice for this little cactus. It's a pretty good height. It's could put a lid inside. Let's have a look. Just in danger of losing the tripod here. Yeah, we have got a few left. I always save all milk bottle lids for this purpose, and yeah, I don't like to run out, but I must remind my husband that I keep them because I'm not sure he's aware. So they keep ending up in the recycling. Oh, that's perfect. That's much more pleasing for me. So yeah, there we go. That's all of them. So I'm going to get them on the shelf. I put that one in the back there, I think. Or do I want it on this side? I'm sure you'll have your own opinions about what works. I quite like that there. It's a bit like samphire, so it's quite nice having it next to the ocean shore picture of the sea story. Yeah. Okay, so there's that one, and the next one, excuse that, I think we'll have this one at that end, have the taller ones at the back. Right, stay there while I grab another one. Right, the banana. So the banana is probably the tallest thing I've got, and yeah, it actually doesn't quite fit on, so might have to rethink where that one's going to go. I was going to say it's not going to fit on here for long, but it doesn't even fit now, so I'm going to find somewhere else for the lovely banana. And Let's see if the Christmas cactus would like to go anywhere around here. Maybe in front there. It's quite nice. It kind of balances out the gap in the white pot there. I have these tiny little cute china teacups which I got in a charity shop a few years ago, and they might need to go elsewhere. Let's see how the space pans out for now. Right, we have the peperomia. The squirrel can move along a bit. I think I like the peperomia there, catching the end bit of light. And last little one for now is the nerve plant. I think we'll pop that in front of the squirrel. This is actually a vase. I got this from a charity shop. It's not exactly my taste, but I did kind of fall in love with it, with the squirrel and the oak leaves and the grain of the tree. Yeah, so what do we think? I'll probably be tweaking these for a little while, playing around with them, because that is fun. Part of the fun of new plants, isn't it? But there we go. That's them there for now, and I'll give you an update sometime in passing to let you know how they're growing and how they're settling in. And I need to find somewhere for that banana plant. So here we are in the bathroom, and this is where I've put the banana plant. It's got lots of space there to grow up tall, and a lot of bright light. Plants tend to be pretty happy here on this windowsill. Hello little moth. We have quite a few moths around at the moment. Yeah, just put it here with the Kentia palm, which was a very cheap supermarket plant a few months ago, and it's probably like tripled, definitely doubled in size, and pretty happy putting out new growth. And yeah, filling the space more and more. And little Calancho has finished its first little flowering, and it's got some buds coming in. That's lovely. Yeah, so there we go. So that should be happy there. Harriet's information in the email or on her website said that the banana is happiest in a bathroom with a little bit of extra humidity, a little bit of moisture in the air, and yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I hope it'll be really happy. I've never grown a banana plant before, and I think it just looks really beautiful. It's a lovely upright shape. It's a bit of a variety. Thank you for joining me for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if so, please like and share and subscribe, and I will see you for the next one. Bye!